Word to the cloud. Here we go. Hi, welcome. Come on in. We're gonna get started in a minute. We're just waiting for people to trickle in. Okay. We're getting a nice amount in. I'll give it 10 more seconds and then we'll get started. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everybody else that gets in will just have to catch up. Hi, everyone. My name is Nene, and I am from APhA. I am the person who specifically recruits our student population and tries to attract them to the association. We're here tonight to talk about transitioning membership. Yay! Okay, and I'm here with some guests, and we're going to have a really good time tonight. We're going to give away some giveaways. We got some Amazon gift cards, and we have a lot of information to share, so I think we're going to have a wonderful time. I really do appreciate everyone who took the time out of their night to join us. I think it's going to be a good experience. I did want to let people know that we're doing a webinar rather than a meeting. So a webinar is a little bit more, you're only going to see us. You can't see each other, but we're going to still, do some fun interactive things. And when we get to the Q&A, question and answer, you'll be able to talk live. So let's get started. And as soon as okay, so as I mentioned, I'm Nene Abenobi, and I am the person hosting this event tonight on behalf of APhA. My official title is Senior Manager of Student Membership and Chapter Operations, but that's a fancy way of saying that I help recruit students to APhA. So I'm here with 3 guests tonight, and I'm going to just let them unmute and introduce themselves quickly. We'll start with Zuna.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zuna Ahmed. I'm a outgoing member of the Member Engagement Standing Committee, and I'm a final year student pharmacist at Purdue University.
Wonderful. Thank you, Zuna. We're glad to have you. Purdue University. If there's anybody out there from Purdue, raise your hand. Okay, well, the Purdue people are on their way. Sidra, I'll let you go next.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sidra. I am a past National Executive Committee member. I'm actually currently a resident at the University of North Carolina Medical Center, so I am one of the new practitioners. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about transition membership today.
Yay. What school were you at, Sidra?
I went to Shenandoah University in Virginia.
Okay, anybody from Shenandoah, raise your hand, your virtual hand. Okay, there's 3 people from Shenandoah. I'm excited. Okay, you're not alone. Thank you. And then last but not least, Hadia, you could introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Hadia Malik. I am a final year student pharmacist at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and I'm also an outgoing national member at large.
Okay, and what school did you go to, Hadia, or do you go to?
I'm at the University of Missouri, Kansas City.
Missouri, Kansas City. Is anybody from Missouri, Kansas City? Raise your hand. Oh my gosh, there's several. We got like 9. Let's see. There's Hayden, Courtney, Sam, Marissa, Carrie, Sihar. I'm excited. Wow, did you invite all your friends, Hadia?
I'm going to take credit and say yes, but it's not true.
Okay. You know what? I'll let you take credit. Okay, so that's who's presenting tonight. I want to thank again my guests for being great and gracious panelists. Okay, we're going to go on to some. Okay, so we are a little bit over 100 people right now, so I'm going to just test that raise your hand feature a little bit more. So first, I want to see how many people are on the East Coast, the Eastern time zone, where it's a little bit after 8 o'clock at night right now. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot of people. So almost half. We got about 40. Okay, a lot of East Coast people. Okay, put your hands down, East Coast. We're well represented. I'm in Washington, D.C. area, so I'm with you. Who's in the Central time zone? Raise your hand. Central. Actually, you guys are well represented too. I have about 30 of you from Central. So thank you for being here. It's about 7 o'clock for you, so that's not too bad. Okay, lower your hands. I'm going to see who's from the Mountain Time Zone. Mountain, I think it's 6 o'clock there. Okay, decent amount. We got about 13. Let's see, there's Heather, Maria, Trinity, Samantha. I'm trying to call you guys out. Delilah. So, okay, wonderful. Thank you, Mountain people. Kayla. And then last but not least, who's representing the East Coast? Just got out of school, 5 o'clock in the evening. Just getting midway through your day. Okay, we got a couple West Coast people. Lindsay, Cheryl, Heather, Hal. Okay, I see some overlap, so I'm not sure if you guys are in 2 different time zones or not, but okay, thank you for playing along. And just who is here because they are graduating 2024 and they're excited about being a graduating final year student going into their rotations. Yay! We got a lot of people that you're in the right place because that's who we wanted to come to this webinar. So, okay, thank you all for participating. We're going to do some raising our hands throughout the webinar, so just be ready. Okay, here we go. So tonight, this is our agenda. We are going to have some general overview of what you need to know about transitioning memberships. We're going to go into the benefits and what makes it a little bit different than your fall membership that you already had. We're going to talk to our panelists because all 3 of our panelists have experienced the transitioning benefits and they can give their personal stories on how they have benefited from the transitioning benefits. And then we'll end with some timelines and then your questions. So hope everybody's ready. And we are up to a little bit over 100 people. So I feel like if anybody was, a little late, that they're here now. So here we go. The general overview will be given by me pretty much. And first I want to start with, we have a theme this year. And the theme is complete your professional puzzle with APhA. And just to kind of explain the concept, basically everything you've done up to this point has been building blocks. Obviously, you've been studying and working hard in school. You've been networking and you've been taking care of a lot of different things. And APhA wants to be that final piece in your professional puzzle. We want to help you bring all that together so you can have a successful career and move on to that next stage of your life. So that is the basic concept of complete your professional puzzle. And the materials that were distributed to your schools kind of follow that theme. And this is the cover of this year's brochure. And hopefully some of this looks familiar because once again, we kind of carried this out through everything that we created for this year's spring drive. How many have seen this brochure? Does this look familiar to everyone? Raise your hand if the concept looks familiar. To complete your professional puzzle. Okay. And it looks like, it's not completely foreign. So I'm glad to hear that. It's being used in your spring drive communications. You can lower your hand. So thankfully, this is once again, just kind of a congratulations on everything you've done up to this point. And we want to help help you be successful. So, okay, here we go. So, raise your hand if it makes sense to you, the virtual theme. If it makes sense, give me a hand raise. Okay, you guys are really good at this raise your hand thing. So, and you're very smart people because you get it. So I appreciate you playing along. Okay, and now we're going to go a little bit more into the benefits. By the way, Zuna is managing our chat box and the question and answer. And also, well, actually, all the panelists are helping. So feel free to chat while we are talking about things, but we're going to try to save the questions for the end unless, once again, my wonderful guests help type answers to the questions. So we'll keep going. So here's some basics of what you need to know about transitioning membership. First off, transitioning membership is for all students. So even if you're not a current APhA member, if you've never been an APhA member, we still want to invite you to be a part of transitioning membership. You can jump in now. So I just want to, as you are making your decisions, as you're talking to your colleagues and your classmates, even if they say, oh, well, I've never been a part of APHA. Let them know that they're still welcome to be a part of us now. Who's eligible? We already talked about student pharmacists graduating in 2024. I do know that different schools have different, some have a 3-year program, have a 4-year program. This is more about when you're graduating, and it's specifically designed for those going into their rotation year. So if you're getting ready to do your rotation, everything that we have in this membership will help you be successful in that stage. Okay, so transitioning membership is a 2-year program. It's actually 24 months. So it is, the first year is during your final year, once again, while you're in rotations. And then the second year is, year 2 is when you're actually a new practitioner. So once again, my guests tonight represent both of those worlds. And yeah, that's definitely, how it works. 24 months as opposed to the traditional membership that you had in the fall is a 1 year. And I also wanted to stress, and I think that's in the next slide, that the fall membership does not cancel. So going into this slide, the 2-year membership is $110. If you want to look at it like $55 a year, you can look at it like that. However, you only have the option of the 2-year membership. If your chapter is collecting dues through APHA, it will be an additional $10. So every school's different. You'll know when you go to sign up if your school is working with APHA to get their $10 chapter dues. One of the things I just want to emphasize is you're not going to lose any time on your fall membership. So if you signed up this past fall, you still get the full membership until October 31st. This 24 months does not start until November 1st. So November 1st is when your 24 months goes into effect. However, you start getting some benefits right away. So some of the things we're going to talk about, which is Pearls and NAPLEX review guide and some other good things that will actually start. Some of that will even start as early as this summer. So you're actually kind of getting a little bit over 24 months in the process of transitioning membership. And once again, you'll start receiving resources as soon as the summer. Panelists, anything else you want to say about some of this information I presented so far? 24 months, does that seem like a reasonable amount to everyone?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what would you tell someone who's thinking about, who's, like, oh, $110? What would you tell, and that this is a question for any of my panelists, anybody who's on the fence, what would you say?
Oh, that's a steal. Not only are you getting 1 year's worth of student membership, but it's significantly cheaper than what you would be paying as a pharmacist. So you already know that's the natural step for you to go from APHA ASP to a new practitioner. You're going to be a part of APHA. Why not do it for cheaper?
I love that. I love that. Why not do it for cheaper? Anybody, raise your hand if you like cheaper. Yay. We all like a good deal. So, okay, I only have 2 people that like a deal. Okay, now we got some more that like a deal. Okay, McKenna, Erica, Lauren, Jeff, Bruni, Sheffy, Mackenzie. Okay, I'm glad that you agree that you can't go wrong with the 2-year membership. Zuna, Sidra, anything to add about why the $110 is worth it?
Okay, well, I'll start. It more than pays off with the Pearls subscription, the NAPLEX review guide, the pocket guide you get your money's worth. And plus, you don't have to worry about reapplying for membership for your second year. I know in a lot of my other organizations, now I'm starting to have to worry about that. And the price has obviously gone a lot up. So for APHA, I know I'm a member. I know I'm going to be a member next year. And that just helps me. That's one less thing I have to worry about.
I love it. You're locked in. You're locked in. So even if we would raise the rates, when you join this open season, then you are locked into whatever rates we're using right now. So thank you guys. Sidra's going to talk in a couple minutes. I'll let you get prepared, Sidra. So, okay, that is an overview of the transitioning membership and what goes along with it. Once again, if you have any questions, we will take them at the end, or you can put them in the chat box and we'll see if we can answer it now. So going a little bit deeper into the benefits, this is like the meat of transitioning membership. These are the main areas that you really see see everything that you get for your money. So we'll talk about these more in detail, but a little overview. You get an APP pocket guide, and that will help you on your rotations. The 1-year subscription to Pearls, and that is priceless in itself. The NAPLEX review guide and the pharmacy library, all that is helping you in preparation for that test. So you definitely, want to be able to successfully pass any testing. So this will help get you there. And then we have the review and the pharmacy math book, the coupon, and then you also get the webinar boot camp series. So this is an overview, and then Sidra's going to help me talk about the details of all these areas. So here we go. Okay, first APP pocket guide. Sidra, what do they need to know about this?
So basically, our APhA Pocket Guide has literally everything you could possibly need for your rotation, and it's literally just fits in your pocket. So a lot of times when you're on rotation, especially if you don't have internet access, it's hard to get onto LexiComp. It's hard to get to our resources and things, but you don't really need to because you have everything you need literally in your white coat pocket. So I don't have my pocket guide on me because it's literally in my white coat at work. But it has a lot of formulas. It has some of the quick management, especially for a lot of outpatient things, a lot of what our normal lab values have. So it's a really easy, convenient, quick thing to be able to have as a great resource all the time. If you're on rounds, if you're in the outpatient setting, the pocket guide is really made for all settings, for all rotations, for all student pharmacists. So I know I loved it when I was on rotation because it was you have your big books, you have your resources that you prefer, but this had a quick little tidbit about literally everything, and it was easy to just grab out of my pocket and look something up for my preceptor. So my preceptors were always impressed when I knew a lab value or an equation off the top of my head, when really it was my APhA pocket guide.
I love that. We recruit smart people. So Zuna and Hadi, anything you want to add about the pocket guide from a final year standpoint?
I would say that sometimes I feel nervous about pulling out my phone and doing pulling up LexiComp. So the APPE pocket guide for me is less stressful. I know where things are at. I don't have to shuffle to find the apps, which usually I'm using 2 to 3 different apps. So it's just convenient.
We all like convenience. So, okay, raise your hand if it makes sense. Do you see the usefulness of the pocket guide? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Yay. Okay. Wow. Okay. We have a group of smart people here because everybody is saying they get it. Okay. Brianna, Nicholas, Robin, Shifa, McKenna. And I apologize if I'm saying anybody's name wrong, but thank you for confirming that the pocket guide makes sense. But by the way, make sure you stay till the end because we will be raffling off those $50 Amazon gift cards. 3 people are going to win a $50 gift card. So please make sure you stay to the end till we raffle those prizes. So, okay, pocket guide. Next benefit. Wait, okay. Next benefit we're talking about is the Pearls subscription. So Pearls is a 1-year subscription that you get for free included in your membership. Sidra, you want to tell us more about this benefit?
Sure. I love Pearl. So it was really nice to have it as my 1 year with my transitioning membership. Honestly, I still pay for Pearls. It is a great investment. It is honestly the aesthetically pleasing version of LexiComp and Micromedics. They make all these different charts, drug summaries, guidelines. Honestly, I have it on my phone, which, of course you guys can't see, so I will turn my background off. But basically it okay, so I can show you a little bit of what it does. You can have it on your phone, you can have it on your laptop, super easy access. They have a drug interaction checker, which of course, when I need it to work, it's not going to work. But basically you can check interactions, you can look up different drugs. They have different charts that help review for things. They literally review all the newest guidelines. So they're super up to date with all their information. They just posted the diabetes 2023 guideline updates. So they're very up to date with all the information. It's all being fact checked. I still use it as a resident. Actually, it's one of my go-tos when I need to remember something or when I need to freshen up or something, because I'm probably not pulling out my RX prep book to freshen things up, but Pearls is up to date. It helps me just visualize things. It's easy to look at it, aesthetically pleasing. You don't have to make the charts yourself. It's already there for you. all the information you could possibly need to just like quickly review things at your literally on your phone. You can have it on your laptop as well. So I personally love Pearls. Hopefully, anyone who was at annual had a chance to connect with Pearls and connect with Derek, who's great, super invested in student pharmacists. So I think this is an amazing resource that APHA members have as a transitioning membership, because honestly, when I was a student pharmacist, we didn't even get a full year of it. So it's a huge benefit to people get a full year of Pearls as part of this membership.
It used to be like 3 months, right?
Yeah. So I'm really jealous that you guys get an entire year of it.
Special. They are special people. You're special too. But, we wanted to keep rewarding people. And actually, I had to change a slide today because it used to be 300 top drug summaries and now it's 500. So you're actually getting additional information, the tables of figures, of charts that can help you in your professional career. So this is a little bit more about Pearls and just showing you kind of the setup on how it looks. And once again, it's on your phone and you can see all the different features that are involved. So raise your hand if you've heard of Pearls and if you 1 year Pearl sounds like a really good deal. Woo, woo, and Zuna agrees too. Okay, everybody seems to get it. Yeah, we at least got over half of the group that sees the benefit. And I see Ayana, Julia, Kendall, Brianna. I love these names. It's challenging me. So definitely Chelsea, Jamie, Jeff, everybody is seeing the value of Pearls. So next benefit is the NAPLEX review guide. And this is once again goes into those benefits that help you prepare for your testing. So Sidra, you want to give your perspective on this benefit?
Once again, I need to unblur because worth it for you guys. I actually have my book with me. So as a resident, I'm obviously still using my NAPLEX review guide. I think what I really love about it, and I can show you guys a little bit, is if any of you have seen the NAPLEX prep books like RX Prep or any of them, they're about this big and they are not fun to carry around. This one, oh, there we go. Hadia has the entire book. This one,
Wow.
super quick review. It's really easy on the go. It does not hurt my back when I'm carrying it, but it like literally has reviews and tables of everything that is in like the big RX Prep and other material books. So they have every disease state you can possibly need. They do make it, it's really pretty. It's a really good quick review. It's also helpful when you're just on rotation and you don't need necessarily to go in depth about things. You can quickly just look at your, literally it's a quick review guide. So I definitely use this if I had some extra downtime on rotation to be able to quickly look at things, to remember things, because I wasn't really going to lug my huge book around. So I was able to just quickly study from this. And even now, if I like quickly need to like remember something, freshen up, I can just go back to this and look at some of the, different treatments.
Okay, who likes quick? Raise your hand if you like quick. Quick, convenient, easy to carry, doesn't hurt your back. Okay. I think everybody can agree that that's a pretty good thing to have. And
I've got a life hack too for this one.
What happened?
I've got a life hack. So in
Okay.
addition for using it at rotation for topic discussions, you can use it to study for the PCOA or the PCOA if your school requires it. It was something that I was nervous going into, but I had an upperclassman tell me that he used the NAPLEX review quick guide and that prepared him for the PCOA. So if you guys have to take it, I recommend using this book to study for it.
Who would have thought? There you go. So it's got, the most known treatment algorithms, side effects, contradictions. It's a go-to resource, and it sounds like it can prepare you for more than one test. So I love it. Thank you for sharing. Zuna, did you have anything you want to add?
Nothing to add much here, but I did receive mine in the mail. So I think that was a question that someone had, was how do you get it? So you get
Okay.
it.
Well, thank you for answering that. And this is just another view of the quick review guide. Once again, it's a lot more manageable as far as visually and a lot easier to carry and very graphically appealing. Okay, next next, oh gosh, sorry. It's hot in my place. It's got me a little whew. But next benefit that still supports your NAPLEX testing is some of these prep resources that are available to you. Sidra, do you want to talk about these last two?
So obviously I really loved my transitioning membership and literally used it to its full benefit. So I have my book here too.
Oh my gosh. You don't sleep with
Um,
these books, do you? Because they're all very close to you.
Right before my NAPLEX, I might have. I thought like through osmosis, it would just remember things. And for everyone, like I don't, I live in North Carolina. I'm from Virginia. So when I moved, I brought these books with me. So that's why they're super important. But basically, so this one you get a 50% discount code for this book. And I personally love math, so I enjoy doing this. But for a lot of people, the math part of the NAPLEX is a little bit stressful. And this gives you, step by step how to do different calculations. There's practice problems in the book. It's really just designed to help student pharmacists like master the skills for, the NAPLEX. And all pharmacy math, it's not just specific to the NAPLEX, but it does help you with math. So, any student pharmacist in any year could use this. But I will say math is a huge part of the NAPLEX. Super helpful. Again, easy to carry, take it on the go, take it the rotation. They literally tell you step by step how to do things. And it's like a quick 1 page on a lot of the basic pharmacy math with all the questions. So you're able to practice over and over again.
Okay. Who could use a little support with math? Raise your hand. Yeah, it sounds like math is a really big part. So if you need a little support, this will help get you there. And 50% off, that's 50% back in your pocket. So that's awesome. Thank you, Sidra. And Nadia or Zuna, anything you want to add about the math or even the next benefit, the review questions?
I can tell you that I'm most scared about math, so I'm going to be using this.
And I'll add on that these 3 resources combined are going to be like very instrumental in helping me as I start preparing for the NAPLEX.
Absolutely. And that's the whole goal, is like employment. So, okay, we want to help you succeed. So this specifically, I'm going to ask Sidra to talk about because she is the new practitioner in the room. Once again, this is a 2-year program. So your first year will have those final year resources that'll help you get through that last rotation year. And then you get a second year that prepares you for that new practitioner life. So Sidra, if you want to talk about some of the new practitioner benefits.
Sure. So a new practitioner basically means, you're in your first few years after graduating, after being a student pharmacist. So to start off with, I guess the financial bootcamp webinar series is exactly what it sounds like. So I'm sure a lot of us might be in a lot of debt after pharmacy school, or, you're starting a new job, you're starting residency, fellowship, etc. And all of a sudden you're making a little bit more money than you were as a student pharmacist. So now these webinar series actually really help us figure out how to manage our money, how to pay off that debt, how to pay off those loans, etc. So the webinar series has been super helpful to me and a lot of my, my friends, my co-residents, just because a lot of us don't necessarily know how to manage money as student pharmacists. I know I definitely didn't. And so now, being able to learn just the different techniques and learn from people who are experienced in the field of just like financial management has been really, really beneficial. In terms of some of the other things, so new practitioner network, just like, APhA ASP is a huge academy with a lot of, support within each other. You make your friends with each other. You get to meet people from all around the country. New practitioner network, similar. Although not an academy, we still have leadership positions. We still have a lot of different networking positions, networking opportunities, and you still get to meet new practitioners from all over the country. And what's really unique there is it's also, networking, because these are people that you could be working with, working for, etc., but also just meeting people that might help you see something different. You get all these different perspectives. I actually, got to meet people that recently at annual through the new practitioner network at some of the networking events where, I from different states I never would have met. I got to do a podcast with some of them. So it's like really cool opportunities being a part of the
Cool.
network and just being able to meet people. Special interest group are basically, there's different areas that you could be very interested in. And so they're really targeted for different interests for new practitioners. So I know we have, and there's a lot, so I'm not about to name all of them, but we have like a diabetes management SIG, we have a transitions of care, public health, pain palliative care, compounding, literally anything that a pharmacist could be interested in, you can be a part of that special interest group. And then I guess with the learning library, of course, as a pharmacist, you do need continuing education. So there's a lot of resources there. And just in general, being a new practitioner, there's just a lot of resources that APHA has that is relevant to every single pharmacist. So again, obviously APHA is for every pharmacist, for all of pharmacy. So no matter where you're practicing, there is a resource out there for you through APHA. So I always, know that I'm always looking at some of the guideline summaries, some of the resources, looking at some of the different newsletters that come out. And so as a resident, it's been really super helpful to have something as a resource for literally anything that I could possibly need.
Well said. Thank you. And yeah, absolutely. The whole goal is for you to be successful. And so the financial boot camp can help with student loans and managing your, early career money. If you're starting off kind of entry level, it's a really good way to learn skills around that. And what I've heard, like, especially with the special interest groups, and Sidra, you can jump in at this, but I've heard a lot of mentoring happens naturally, even without being necessarily partnered with someone. You kind of end up kind of connecting with seasoned pharmacists that can help guide you. Is that what you've experienced?
Yeah, and actually, even if some of you have heard of the platform APHA Engage, a lot of the SIGs will actually use that platform to, put a lot of information out there. And on one of the APHA committees I'm on, we actually, publish some resources on APHA Engage through some of the SIGs. And what we see is like a lot of pharmacists are asking questions to see what other practitioners are doing. And so you kind of get that natural mentorship as well. And then a lot of SIGs, will have maybe like more formalized mentorship, but it's just really cool to see all the different practices that are happening across the country and how you can definitely, start to I've seen people try to do research projects with people like across the country or just learn about practice in a different state so that they can implement it at their own institution. So the SIGs are definitely a very special place to be a part of because you really get to, this is kind of where that specialized focus of pharmacy comes in. And so yes, APHA is that big umbrella organization, but then we have these SIGs where you can really just specialize in whatever field you're practicing in.
And it's a good way to learn about a different area that you might not know as much about, right? So to gain some experience in an area that, so you can go in that next job interview and actually say, hey, I do know a little bit about compounding, or I do have some connections in diabetes. So it's a really good way to grow your network. Zuna, I was going to ask anything interesting in the chat box or the Q&A?
I think Sidra and I have been trying to answer as many questions as we can too. A lot of the questions are about when people are going to get the material, and I think that's definitely understandable. I think you're going to get more information soon via email and after you sign up about the timing of when these come.
And a couple slides from now too.
And in a couple slides from now too as well. And I know that they're kind of a layered approach too. So just be aware of that.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you guys for chatting and communicating. I hope that we're having some good discussion. Okay, so thank you both. And then lastly, I know this is a lot of information. We're not going to ask you to read all this, but just kind of know this is some of the ongoing benefits you get just from being a part of APHA. Obviously, you're always getting news and updates. So, you get the latest what's going on in pharmacy. This previous slide talked about there's a transition newsletter, and there's also an APHA This Week newsletter, and those come into play even more when you're a new practitioner. It gives you that latest information that you want to know what's going on in the industry. Continuing education, as Sidra said, you're always looking for more, and there's a lot of We have a whole education department, and there's a lot of opportunities. In COVID, we were definitely, a good hub for getting that news out and what you needed to know as far as that whole coronavirus pandemic. Yeah, hard to forget about that period of our life, but definitely we try to keep everybody informed and let them know what they need to know. Practice resources, once again, immunizations, opioids, as things are developing, we're going to keep you abreast of the resources, keep the resources you need available. And then lastly, advocacy. That's something that we're always doing. We have legislation, we have people that are in communication with Congress and working to make sure that your profession is well taken care of and in a better place. I mean, if you think about it, a few years ago, pharmacists didn't get a lunch break, and things like that have developed just from advocacy and us trying to make things better for your profession. Ladies, is there anything else about these 4 areas that you wanted to add?
I just want to give a quick plug. I just want to give a quick plug for the advocacy portion. How many people have gone to House of Delegates at annual?
Raise your hand. You can use a virtual hand for House of Delegates.
Okay, awesome. So there's definitely a lot of people. So in case people didn't know, there is a student version of House of Delegates, so the ASP House of Delegates, and then there's also what we call the big house. So it is like APhA House of Delegates. And what's really neat there is, again, as mentioned, is that there are actually legitimate changes that are happening at both House of Delegates that we are then advocating for with our local, state, national legislators. So as a new practitioner, I consider myself a baby pharmacist, but you're out there advocating with like the real pharmacists, and being a new practitioner, APhA really encourages you to be a part of that advocacy and really just have a role in advocating for, yourself, for the profession, for the patients, importantly. And so I think what's really just unique about being a new practitioner and having a transitioning membership is that you're already a part of this like family. For me, APhA was really—
I love that, family.
For me, APhA really is my pharmacy home. And so for me, it was like, no, I didn't even have to think about signing up for a transitioning membership. But if you are like considering it, maybe not, think about what your career looks like for you in like 5 years, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Advocacy is going to be a huge part of that. Continuing education, huge part of that. All these practice resources to stay up to date in pharmacy knowledge and practice and really just try to move the profession forward. They're all going to come at the end of the day from a national organization. And APhA has the connections. It's the umbrella organization. We work and collaborate with other organizations. We have all our resources like Pharmacy Today. We have Journal of the American Pharmacists Association, so we're able to publish. So I think just having this transitioning membership, you have that direct connect right away to be a part of like the bigger picture of pharmacy.
We give you a voice and we amplify your voice, and that can be priceless in itself. Hadia or Zuna, were you starting to add something? I just want to make sure I don't leave you out.
I will add that Sidra is like the best example of how to use your membership in a very great way. You will get out of this what you put into it. So make sure you are aware of the benefits to begin with and know how to utilize them and know what APhA stands for too. It's always there are always going to be people out there to help you. And Sidra is just a great example of one way how APhA helped her and how she utilized her benefits to the best. And Hadia and I are also can talk about more about our journey too.
Absolutely. And let's go that direction. By the way, raise your hand if you've heard of Pharmally. I thought that was such a cute word. Okay, maybe it's common. Okay, a lot of people heard of Pharmally. Well, that's the first time I heard it, and I thought it was just too cute. So thank you for giving me that word to use. Okay, we're going to move on. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your story. And we're going to give you an opportunity to share even more of your story. So my 3 panelists, once again, I invited them because they represent both years of the transitioning membership. So I wanted to give you all 3 an opportunity to tell a little bit about your story. And before we even go into the questions that are on the screen, I'm really curious. This is just Nene's curiosity. What even made you decide to go in pharmacy? But like, I know that's not why we're here, but I'm curious on how do people wake up one day and say, I want to be a pharmacist? So if you give me your quick.
I could start, and complete transparency, pharmacy was the one career I said I would never do. Yeah, from the beginning, I said I would never enter pharmacy. I don't want to be a pharmacist. My mom had kind of done pharmacy, and I was like, it's not for me. So what I've also learned, never say never. I'll be completely honest, like, and I was not told to say this, but honestly, APHA has shown me all the opportunities that pharmacy has. And for someone who never wanted to do pharmacy and seeing that the impact that pharmacists can have by being involved in an organization, it's like what's kept me excited. Residency is hard, and APHA annual just happened, and I was there in Phoenix, and it rejuvenated me, like literally. I came back and all my co-residents were like, you are glowing from being at annual. And I was like, yes, because I was at APHA and it was everything that I love. So I will say that I know that wasn't really your original question.
I love it.
Why I entered pharmacy was honestly just like an open door that happened my way. And that's kind of how APHA happened for me too. So it kind of all linked into my pharmacy story.
Well, I'm glad that we could help get you there and help you be happy with your decision. Zuna and Hadia, what made you decide to go into pharmacy?
So I grew up in a house of pharmacists. I'll be the 10th in my family. And
wow.
so kind of like Sidra, I was thinking, I'm probably not going to go the pharmacy route. And so I dabbled in a bunch of different things, and I ended up getting my first job in a pharmacy. And I accidentally fell in love. And here we are.
That is a beautiful story. I guess it's meant to be if your whole family does it. Zuna, and your story on how you discovered pharmacy?
I will 100% blame my brother, because he went to Purdue, and the pharmacy building and the engineering building where he like did most of his stuff and took most of his classes were like right across from each other. And so he heard about pharmacy and he told me like, Purdue has a great program. You should definitely check it out. It's like 13 minutes away from our house. And so, yeah, I started. I didn't initially, I was like, I don't know if this is the path for me. But again, advocating for my profession showed me the value it brought to the table. So once again, APHA and the policy aspect of it really helped me realize these are the people I want to be around, people who actually care about their patients, about their profession, and about advancing it forward.
That's beautiful. Raise your hand if you can relate to any of these ladies' stories. And thank you for sharing. That was awesome. Oh, yeah. So everybody in this room sees the value of the profession and developing it for the next generation. That's beautiful. Thank you. And you can lower your hands. I'm going to ask the ladies a couple questions that you can see on the screen. So kind of back into that transitioning pharmacy topic, what APHA resources have been the most helpful for you in your final year? So we'll start with Zuna and Hadia, since you're in your final year, and Sidra, if you want to add, that is fine.
I think this is an easy one for me. It's got to be the Pearls, and then the NAPLEX review guide. Pearls is beautiful. I'm obsessed with making pretty notes, and they already do it for you. In fact, just today, I had a preceptor at rotation. We did a topic discussion, and we did the whole topic discussion over COPD and asthma. I felt kind of overwhelmed with all the different inhalers. And then she pulls up Pearls and she goes, well, look at how organized and pretty this is. And I'm like, I could have started there. So it's just, it's very aesthetically pleasing and it's easy to understand. So I love Pearls. And then the NAPLEX quick review guide, I use it for topic discussions. I use it for the PCOA. I use it to prepare before rotations. It's super handy. It's very multi-purpose, easy to use.
Easy to use is always a bonus. Zuna, I hope you have some resources that maybe are different from Hadia's, but it's okay if they overlap.
I have one that's similar and one that's different. I think we can all agree that Pearls is like the best thing in the world. It is so helpful to you as a student pharmacist when you're like, I don't know where to start, just start there. A lot of the times in my AmCare rotations, I also found myself using the pocket guide. Oh my gosh, it was so helpful. because I was lost. I was like, I don't have everything in front of me. And then I just whipped it out and it was all there. So during my AmCare rotations, that was like my lifesaver. And then pearls throughout, I'll also share a story. My preceptor wanted me to do like a little project or create a chart about all the CYP enzymes. And I was like, oh, that's going to take a lot of time. Well, Pearls already has one. So I showed it to her and she was like, where did you get this from? And I was like, it's part of like this package. So like whenever they see it, everyone's in awe of it and they're really excited about it. So it's a great resource. I love it.
By the way, Pearls is made by a pharmacist. And so and he's pretty young, so he knows what we're going through and he knows what's going on.
You can't get better than that. So someone who knows the profession and is experiencing what you're experiencing. So it definitely sounds like it's tailored for you. Sidra, did you have anything you want to add?
I think they covered it pretty well. And honestly, like, I don't have one favorite. I love all the resources. I think that's the best part of the transitioning membership.
Okay, that's a very safe answer. So, okay, I appreciate your your honesty. Let's see what else. Sorry, my screen's a little covered. Okay. Okay, so going back, we kind of talked about this earlier when we were talking about pricing, but what made you decide to invest in transitioning membership? Obviously, there's a lot of places you can put your money. There's a lot of organizations that probably have a lot of good things to offer. What made you say this program is the one that I want to put my money into?
I can start us off. The benefits have their own reward and they're worth it by themselves. But honestly, I decided to invest in it because of the people in it. I was already going to be in a national position for APHA, but beyond that, the people at APHA have really become my family, like Sidra has already mentioned. And I knew that I wanted to keep them in my life. And I knew that I wanted to be a new practitioner mentor to other chapters in the future as well. So this was just a great one-way shop for me to realize that I'm just going to keep the APHA investment going. And this was an easy way to do it.
I love that answer. Very good. We didn't pay her to say that, by the way. Who else? What made you decide this is where I want to put my money?
Suna, that was very well said. I don't think I can top that. But for me, I've been involved as a student. I know that I love APHA ASP. I know that APHA is my pharmacy home. So if I want to continue to be involved, not only was this the most natural step, but it also makes that step from student to pharmacist so much easier. So it's definitely been useful for me so far.
Wonderful. And Sidra, what made you decide to go this direction rather than someone else's?
Kind of to piggyback off what Hadia said, that literally that transition from student pharmacist to pharmacist, APHA has been the organization that's, been there for me since I was a first-year student pharmacist, and they've invested so much, time and opportunities and resources into me throughout my student pharmacist career, that why would I not invest back? Because honestly, that investment is for myself. And in complete honesty, the residency I'm at, how I got here, my entire student pharmacist career was because of APHA. All the connections that I've made, all the people that I've met, some of my best friends are from APHA. My roommate actually currently, who is not in the same residency program as me, she's at a different residency program. We met through APHA.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Yeah. So it really is, it's been my support system the entire 4 years and, hopefully for the rest of my career. And like Zuna said, it really is about the people. But again, it's a really small amount to invest in yourself. And if you think about it, it's a lot of people drink coffee every day. It's like less than a month of Starbucks. So really it pays for itself by the end of the 2 years.
It's really like $1 a week. So, I mean, Starbucks, $1 a week, whatever gets you there. But yeah, all that definitely seems worth it. And you get over $300 of benefits. And I don't know how much we stress that, but everything that we talked about today, you are getting over $300 of benefits with that membership. So, okay, we're going to move on. Actually, the pre-submitted questions A lot of them we incorporated into our presentation. So I do feel like we hit a lot of the pre-submitted questions, but I did want to thank everyone who did when you registered, who submitted questions. So thank you for that. Personal testimonies. Actually, I feel like we hit some personal testimonies too. You all gave your story and it was very, detailed, very detailed. So I feel like I learned a lot about you. So any other questions? I think we'll just move to the live questions. So as far as the live questions, we're going to pause for a second. I do want to talk about the timeline before we get into the live questions. So kind of start formulating what you want to ask, and we'll let you raise your hand and I'll unmute you. If you think you're going to have a question to ask in a few minutes, I'm going to say raise your hand and then I'll unmute you and you can ask your question live to everyone that's here. So we're going to talk about timelines real quickly. All the benefits that we talked about are kind of given in a staggered way. So once again, right now we are in the open enrollment period for the transitioning membership. It started April 1st and it goes until May 1st. And you just want to keep in mind all the benefits that we talked about are based on that May 1st deadline. So you could possibly sign up after May 1st, but then we can't guarantee that you get all the resources when you're supposed to. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're making your decision. The Pearl subscription is not available after the deadline. The benefits are going to be provided in June. So that's actually something you're going to get before the November 1st start date of your 24-month membership. The Pocket Guide and the Quick Review Guide, that is going to come out this fall. So once again, if you join by the deadline, you'll be on schedule for getting the benefits, the guide and the Pocket Guide, the Quick Review Guide and the Pocket Guide this fall. And then I don't know if we talked about this, but the complimentary liability insurance, the big thing about that is you have to make sure that your school's opted in. If you're not sure if your schools will opt in, you can write me and my email address is gonna be on the slide, and also Zuna can give it to you. If you're not sure if your school is opted in for the liability insurance, just let me know. Ladies, one of you want to quickly talk about the liability insurance? One of you, Sidra?
Sure. Again, I think the biggest thing with the liability insurance is that your chapter does have to opt into it. So it's not available to every student pharmacist. But I just think it's definitely a great perk to have, especially while you're on rotation and being involved in patient care. So it's nice to definitely have that liability insurance as already part of your package deal, because a lot of us do not understand what that means. And it's nice to kind of have that cushion there already there.
There you go. It is only for during that first year. So when you're on your rotations, but it covers you if there's any kind of situation that needs covering. But hopefully, everybody's going to be safe and have a good experience. So we will just let you know that that's available. So once again, you can write me if you're not sure if your school participates. So in summary, I just want to kind of highlight, once again, transitioning membership does prepare you for that next stage of life. And we offer over $300 worth of benefits for that $110. And we're actually looking at looking at adding more benefits. So, getting in now will just help. If we are able to add some other aspects of the membership, you will already be included in what we add. It'll just be like bonus. It is a 24-month membership. Once again, it starts in November 1, so you will not lose any time from your fall membership. It'll just start over after that membership expires, and you have to enroll by May 1 if you want to receive all the benefits that we talked about on time. And also after this event, this webinar, the recording will be available, so you can definitely go back and rewind. If you can't fall asleep at night, this will help get you there. But no, I think it's a good way to kind of look at everything that we talked about a little slower, and you can pause, rewind, and then you can also share it with your friends and those that you think might be interested in transitioning membership. And then also your MVP can be a really good resource. We make sure that your MVPs know all the information that we know and that they can answer your questions just as well as we can. And just once again, it's an investment in your future. So definitely, look at this as just a small piece that's going to get you to that next stage, which is priceless. So ladies, anything else you want to add to the summary before we go to questions? Okay, I think we hit the highlights and I want to make sure we get out on time. So let's keep going. So your live questions. We only have time for a handful because we are almost at time, but I am going to pull up the list and raise your hand if you want to be unmuted. And first we have Kayla who has a question. So Kayla, I'm unmuting you and you should be able to unmute. Go ahead. Kayla, are you talking? I hear a TV or something, but I don't hear Kayla. Okay, I'm gonna go on to Angela, who has her hand up as well, and hopefully we can actually hear Angela's question.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Angela.
Hi, it was lovely meeting you in Phoenix. First of all, I'll just say that.
Well, God bless you.
My second question is, I know that if we sign up by the deadline, the NAPLEX prep materials don't come until the fall, but I liked the hack of doing the using those prep materials to study for the PCOA. Unfortunately, I have to take my PCOA in May. Is there any way at all that, or any, I guess, tips or tricks from anybody on the line to study for it prior, or any way I can get those materials sooner?
Okay, I'm going to start with Hadia because she opened that door. So any advice? Thank you for your question, Angela.
I will, did you say, is there any way to get it sooner, if I heard correctly?
Or do you
Yes,
have any
ma'am.
other,
Tips or tricks?
Honestly, at that point, I did not have, I don't know that I had any other of the APhA resources besides Pearls, but I hadn't unlocked that life hack until later. So I would recommend looking into that, but otherwise I would probably reach out to membership staff. I'm not sure about that.
Well, perfect. Thank you.
We'll see what we can do to help. Feel free to email me, and I'll have my email next slide. And you never know. Or I have a question, panelists. If we had a version of like a previous year, is that still useful? So, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe if there's like a previous version from a year or two back, maybe, I don't know how much that would help for the other tests, but, we'd love to see what we can do. Any other questions? Suna, is there anything in the chat box that you wanted, or from the question and answer that you wanted to say live?
There's a couple of questions. A couple of people have asked if they've already subscribed to Pearls, what happens then? Like, how do they get that free membership or subscription for the year?
That is a wonderful question. And to be honest, I'd have to look into it. We did have, when I was at annual meeting in Phoenix, we had a couple of people that were subscribed, and we kind of didn't know that there was going to be people that were already subscribed. So I wish I had a better answer, but we're going to have to kind of look into it and talk to the Pearls people and see if we can maybe have that time added or see what can be done. So you're still getting your full value. So thank you for that. I would say stand by is the best answer I have for that. I do see that Nancy wants to be unmuted. So this is my last one. I'm going to unmute once again, because we are at time. And then Nancy will be our last live. Oh, did you unmute, Nancy?
Yes.
Nancy?
Hello.
Okay, perfect.
So we've actually talked to students today about transitioning membership. So I'm really excited about that. And I just wanted to clarify a question that I've got from a couple of students. Once they go onto the website to renew their membership, at the end before their payment, it says that soon after joining, the expiration date will be updated manually to October of 2024 to reflect the 2 years. So I just wanted to clarify that because that have caused some confusion for
No,
students.
absolutely. And we actually just like updated some of the wording, the year today. So it's actually going to take you to 2025, and the correction should be live if it's not. But yeah, this actually just came out this afternoon, and the language was corrected, and you definitely get 2 years until 2025. So hopefully that
Perfect. Thank you.
clears
I'll
it up.
clarify that to them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. So we want to make sure we give out our $50 gift cards, and we are at time, so we're going to keep going. Any other questions, feel free to email me. So just one last hand raise. Who's ready to sign up for transitioning membership? Yay, yay. Oh gosh, yes, we got almost the whole room. This is awesome. We can't wait to bring everybody on. We think it's going to be a great experience, and you might be the next person in my webinar next year. So you never know. Okay, so these are our contact information. This is our contact information. Once again, I'm Nene. That's my email address. So once again, you can email me if you have any other questions. Drew, he works with new practitioners. So he's someone who would be very helpful if you want to know more about the new practitioner side. And once again, that's the transitioning website that has all the resources about transitioning membership. So one more thing, which is our winners. So first, I have a surprise bonus prize that you didn't even know about. And I want to thank everyone who stayed till the end. So you get a little inside information for staying till the end. Here we go. Anyone who signs up for membership tonight by 12, that should be 12 a.m. actually. Okay, 12 a.m. 12 a.m. Eastern time. So about 3 hours from now, if you're on the East Coast, 12 a.m., you will go into a drawing for another, we're going to give away another two $50 gift cards. Hopefully that's not confusing. But we can look at our system to see when people signed up and the time and the date that they signed up. So anybody who takes that step tonight before midnight, you will go into a drawing for 2 more $50 gift cards in addition to the 3 that we're about to give out tonight. So just keep that in mind. You got about 3 hours if you're on the East Coast to decide if you're ready to jump in and become a full transitioning member. So, and with that said, we are going to announce our winners of the 3 gift cards right now. And just keep in mind, the 3 winners, you will get, it'll be an email, it'll be a virtual gift card. And I would say within the next 2 weeks, just be checking your email box. I think you'll have it sooner, but we want to, give us time to get it to you. So with that said, now, Hadia, we have 3 winners, and can you announce the first one?
Absolutely. Ladies, can I get a drum roll, please?
Woo!
We have Amanda Dwyer.
Amanda Dwyer.
Mhm.
Okay, yay, Amanda Dwyer. Congratulations. Second one.
We have Gilbert Keach.
Gilbert. Oh my gosh, you're such a lucky guy. Thank you for staying till the end. And our last $50 Amazon gift card goes to
Robin Pander.
Robin. Oh, yay. Thank you for all our winners. Please make sure we do have your names. And once again, the email address that you use to register will be how we contact you. Feel free to email me. We're going to give it up to 2 weeks, but if for some reason you have any issues you don't see within the next 2 weeks, please email me and we'll find out what's going on. But you can still win, those that stayed. Anybody, once again, who registers tonight for transitioning membership will go into a separate drawing for another $50 gift card. So thank you for joining us, everyone. I want to thank my panelists, Zuna, Hadia, Sidra. You guys were awesome. So give a hand for yourself. Yay. And thank you for all our wonderful guests. This recording is going to be available within the next week. So there's a survey. So please take the survey. It'll come up automatically when you log off the webinar. So we'd love to hear your thoughts and give any other comments that you didn't get to make tonight. And May 1st, keep that in mind. That is the deadline to register. So ladies, thank you. And I wish you all have a wonderful night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Wave bye to everybody. Good night.
Bye.